Oh man, this is super cringy. I shouldn't say this. I really shouldn't say
you got an
it.
open mic.
Say it.
But there's a couple things that Punisher says in the comics that I say to myself sometimes.
Oh, no.
I'm opening myself up to you guys. Come on.
Welcome to Bley's Arcade.
A hand a holler and a ring around the collar. I'm trying not to scream. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Bley's Arcade. My name is Aaron Bleyaert. They call me Bley because nobody can pronounce my last name, which I feel like is very easy to pronounce. It's Bleyaert. It's just one syllable. It's the sound that yogurt makes when it hits the floor. With me, as always, is let's just have a nice little truce, Gruss.
It is a difficult last name to spell. I'm constantly just very lucky to have autocomplete when I am writing you an email.
That's right. And the first time I met Robert Smigel, he once said to me, it's like God misspelled your name. And speaking of our Lord and Savior, Eduardo Perez is also here.
Okay. Hello. Speaking of pronunciations, actually, Gruss, the first time we met, I asked you, is it Gruss or Gruss?
Right.
And you said either.
Either.
Yeah, is what you said.
Either is an insane sentence.
It's Gruss, but so many people, dumb Americans, like to go Gruss. And so
you just gave up?
I was just like, this isn't a fight worth having.
Wow.
To say either is crazy.
To say either is crazy.
I'm cool with either.
You know what? And you're just a
now
cool
you got
guy.
Exactly.
more rhyming schemes.
There we
If
go.
You get stuck
Gruss.
with Gruss.
Oh my God,
now you got
exactly.
Gruss.
Oh, I shouldn't have had this
Exactly.
conversation. Yeah.
There's something wrong with the truss, Gruss.
There
I'm
you
bad
go.
at rhymes. Regardless, welcome everyone. Welcome. Today we are talking about something near and dear to my heart, and that is superheroes. We're talking about the best MCU character. Give us a call, 855-266-2604. Best MCU character. But before we get to that, it's a very special day here at the show, here at Bley's Arcade, because it is our intern Sarah's last day.
Hey,
Get over here, Sarah. Get over here. That's right. Oh, it's your last day.
I got two.
Yes. And how has your internship been?
It's great. This is the highlight for sure of this show.
Okay.
This show,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, I was an intern back at Conan, back in 2001, way before you were born, I'm sure. What have you learned during this internship? Specifically from us. Have we taught you anything?
Yes.
Have we taught you anything?
Being like more on my feet, definitely. You guys are very quick with your responses.
Okay.
More on my feet. I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love it. Keeping you on your toes.
Exactly,
Keeping you on your
yeah.
toes. I love it. And what is it that you're finishing this internship today. What is it you hope to do? Like, what are you working towards? What's your goal? What's your, the prize at the end of the rope?
I think I'm going to try and work my way into the post-production for like audio for film and TV, something like that, specifically with audio. And then also I'm trying to gig more. Put myself out there. It's a violinist, yeah.
Wait, gig, is that, you're a violinist?
Violinist.
Whoa! Oh my God, you have actual real talent, unlike us in this studio. You're already ahead of us, dude. That's great. Oh my God,
Thank you.
violinist. I mean, let me see those violin fingers. Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, when I was in 5th grade, they made everybody choose an instrument. And the woman said to me, like, oh my God, let me see your hands. Oh, these fingers, you'd be perfect for the cello. Then I was like, really? She's like, oh, these are cello fingers.
I could see it. I could.
Well, no, that's not true. I have tiny, short hands like my father, tiny fingers, and I could barely play the cello. I just realized she said that because no one else wanted to play the cello.
Dang.
And I was really tall and big, so I could carry the cello home. So, but you are a very talented person. Thank you for your help. Let's get some applause.
Yes.
Come on. No, the real applause that we play on the board for Sarah. There we go. All right, now we're going to send you back into the corner off camera.
At least your parents let you play a musical instrument. Mine were just like, you're not good enough. Go play with the dog in the backyard.
That
Jesus
explains
Christ.
so much.
Wow. Is there an instrument you always wanted to play?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather just like run around with dogs.
Oh, well, so so your parents knew you well.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah,
You
they got
said it in a bad way, but it's a
Yeah.
good thing. You were like, oh, I had to play with a dog, but I love playing with dogs. Instead of learning an instrument, I read comic books growing up. And that is the one thing I'm good at, which is reading. And so today we're talking about best MCU character. Spider-Man, Brand New Day is out in theaters, and it is a juggernaut. It had a bigger opening weekend than Endgame, which is, just think about that for a second. a decade's worth of a climax of a decade's worth of superhero movies culminated in Endgame, and Spider-Man: Brand New Day beat that. So that's pretty cool.
And we're like the fourth week into the Odyssey, and wasn't it the combined box office with Spider-Man and Odyssey was the biggest in
history
ever?
Wow. And so I think and that's really cool too, because
that's including inflation. Like, you know how they account for.
That's a good. I don't know.
I see.
I don't know, but I did read it was the biggest box office ever. So, But that being said, I love that, because there's been such talk about theaters dying and streaming has killed theaters. And here we're reaching a new high with just 2 spectacular movies. So, and I have not seen the new one, but Eduardo, you have.
I did watch it.
All right. So give us your review, give us your opinion. Try to be a little spoiler-free if you can, because I know a lot of people, including Gruss and I, and probably Sarah, has not seen this movie yet. There we go.
No.
She is not. No.
Yeah.
See, you're quick on your feet, dude. You're quick on your feet.
This feels like so much power. Now I feel like I want to spoil it.
No!
This is
Spider-Man dies. Dumbledore killed.
I'll just say, I mean, it without spoiling, it just feels like the start of a new Spider-Man era.
Okay.
Which I really appreciated.
Well, Brand New Day, right?
That's right. I think you asked me off air.
Yeah.
How does it hold up according to No Way Home?
Yeah.
Right. And I think No Way Home was so obviously like a nice bow tie on the end of that trilogy.
Yes.
That I don't think it's fair to compare this one. Yes, there are similar characters. There's a couple through lines. The story continues.
Okay.
But this feels like a soft reset for a new trilogy.
Interesting.
That they're about to set
up. Going into this Spider-Man movie, where did Tom Holland rank on your top 3s? Like, was he the best Spider-Man for you?
Yes. I think I famously said on our trilogies or more that the Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland was my number 1 trilogy,
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe, or it was definitely a top 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went in with high hopes, high expectations. And I think I'll judge this movie more accurately once the sequel and everything else comes out.
So once Doomsday is out, okay.
Exactly. Right now, I'll say I like it. It's a grittier version.
Cool.
It kind of harkens back to the Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Stylistically, way of telling these stories. So I'll just say this: they're older. They're at a different part in their lives, so it makes sense.
It makes sense.
You know. So I liked it. I did like the introduction of some of the new characters. I think you guys would think it's pretty cool.
I'm excited.
I think you'll love the buddy cop aspect of this movie.
Having seen the trailer, Punisher is mixed in throughout the trailer.
Yes, that's fun. Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer, but I knew he was in it, and some other characters.
And the other character. It's been spoiled at this point.
Well, I only know the big green guy. Otherwise, I don't know.
Really? You've avoided?
Otherwise, I have no idea who else is in it.
Okay. Then I will.
So you don't know the Stranger Things.
You don't know who
11?
playing?
11 is just like, wait, Millie Bobby Brown is in it?
Sadie Sink's in it.
I don't know who that is.
It was a whole big thing.
I don't know who that is.
Max
no one
from
could,
Stranger Things.
No.
Tell me you didn't finish watching Stranger Things without telling me you didn't watch
the redhead that got lifted up.
No idea, dude. No idea.
Okay.
Conan O'Brien, redhead? I have no idea. Is Conan in it?
It was a big thing.
Smarty Pants is in
in the press leading up to the release of the movie, don't spoil her character.
Who is she playing?
I really have no idea who you're talking about.
And it was spoiled.
And I'm happy to not know. Medusa?
On the red carpet.
Yeah. It was kind of
wild. That's crazy.
Kind of wild.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
But I will say, I don't, having seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have kept it a secret to begin with.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is my feeling. I think they should have just came out and said, this is who she's playing.
Okay, that's cool. Because it doesn't really have an impact on that.
It didn't take me out of it. I don't think I would have had the wow factor. I was still excited when they said the person's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's cool. I'm excited to see it. It's so interesting because Spider-Man is, much like the X-Men, is a bit separate from the Avengers. And the Avengers kind of set the tone, or I guess set the ground rules for, and the template for basically every superhero movie now, for the most part. And so, but Spider-Man has always kind of been separate. So it's been really cool to see how they've kind of folded him in. They brought him in Civil War, and how not only have they folded him in, but kind of made him like the hub of which these spokes are coming off of.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? And again, trying not to spoil things, but how much, one thing that really bothers me about the MCU and the template of superhero movies is how they always set stuff up for the new thing. And you know, nothing made me more angry than the second season of Peacemaker, which I just felt like the end got so shafted because they just wanted to set up this new series. How much of this movie sets up Doomsday, and does it, if it does it take away from the movie itself?
It's a good question. I don't think, maybe 50% to set up something in the future.
Jesus
Christ. I don't know that it's Doomsday per se that they're setting up.
But something in the future, again, without spoiling. I mean, you know the spoiler already. So, but without spoiling for you, apparently.
But it's it's one of the great things about Spider-Man is that it hasn't been, at least for my impression, the biggest set up the next evolution of the Avengers.
Great.
And I guess the point that I'll make here is when I say setup, it's actually not really a setup. If we think about the comic books, these characters interact and are in each other's worlds all the time. So it's not so much that it's a setup as much as it is, oh, look, this character, it may be a setup, it may not be, you know, but we brought this character in. I think ultimately it is, because that's just what the MCU machine has become. They want to tell,
of course,
future stories and plant seeds and give themselves outs later, which I think is smart. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
It does. And I think, I guess, as we're talking about it, it doesn't really upset me when they set stuff up. It upsets me when the movie itself cannot stand alone.
Oh, I see.
Without
this movie can stand alone without it.
Great. Because you know, it's been so interesting being a lifelong comic book fan. One of the things that happened in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, is that Secret Wars happened, right? So you have this character, the Beyonder. And guys, all of our listeners, I think if you listen to this episode, if you listen to this episode in its entirety, I think you get your virginity back. I think I'm just going to say that up top. It's a very nerdy episode. But so the Beyonder comes in and he basically gathers all of the characters, all the main characters in the Marvel universe, puts them in this one area and has them fight each other.
Yeah.
And that was a huge crossover event. But what that led to was, and it was very successful, it led to, in the comic books, more and more giant crossover events. And DC too. You have Crisis on Infinite Earths, all these other things. And what ended up happening was something we are seeing right now in movies and TV, which is you can't enjoy any franchise on its own without seeing other stuff.
Right.
And it really destroyed comic books because they got greedy. Because I, as a kid, couldn't pick up a random Punisher, a random Doctor Strange, without like, what is happening? And there would be like all these footnotes like, hey, Stan Lee here, check out, issue 42 of Amazing Spider-Man if you want to know the backstory. It's like, I don't have enough money for that. I'm a kid. And so, and it's funny because, we're seeing the superhero world cratering because of this exact problem that they should have learned from back in the day. So it's nice to know that Brand New Day can stand on its own.
Yes.
Also,
those used to feel like treats because I remember reading like Punisher and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And being like,
dude,
oh my God, these two guys are combining and this is so sick. And now it's just par for the course. Like now if it doesn't happen, it's weird.
Yeah, and like, it used to be really cool to be like, ooh, oh my God, I heard there's an Easter egg in the credits. And now it's oh man, I got to sit through these credits because there's 5 Easter eggs. Guess what? If there's 5 Easter eggs in the credits, it's not an Easter egg. It's something you should have put in the movie. Stop making me wait through the credits, dude. It's ridiculous. Like, so
that being said, I'm excited to dive into our top 3
Yeah,
here,
so today, 855-266-2604, we are talking about the best MCU characters. And so, I think it goes to set the arcade rules today. Let's talk about it. I think it goes through TV and movies, right? Because MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, also includes television. Right. And my question to you, and I don't know the answer to this, but should we rank our top 3 as the best on-screen depiction? Or, like the best, like, oh, they translated this character from comics to the screen the best? Or just our favorites? And I don't have a really strong opinion about it because my 3, I think, work either way. If they're just awesome in the MCU and they're great and they're a great character and they're fun to watch, or on-screen translation. Mine work both ways, but what do you guys want to do?
I do not have the depth of knowledge
What?
of the comic books.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had friends? Oh, look at who
I
had
played
friends.
sports.
Dogs.
Look at who didn't
Yeah,
sit in their
dogs.
parents' basement the entire playing Doom and listening to Green Day's Dookie a day after
It's
day.
a great album.
Yeah, it is a great album.
So I'm
By the way,
going.
I can't listen to Dookie without thinking of Doom. Like hearing like demons like, do you have the time to listen to me? Sorry.
So my impression is just what's on screen.
Okay, great. Okay.
I also have a couple questions.
What's a superhero? Quick question.
I didn't consider any of the X-Men.
Why? They're in the MCU.
Some of them.
Some of them are, yes.
I did not put any like Wolverine. I just didn't because that was Fox. So I really only considered Disney Marvel characters.
Now we didn't. Okay.
So just, I mean, if that's
Fair
not
enough.
going to be the case.
No.
Because I think I'd have like.
Define MCU.
Define MCU. I personally would define MCU as, and that's an excellent question. I define it as any superhero on screen from the Marvel.
See, whereas I think we think of
You guys are
MCU as
Disney.
Kevin Feige,
Okay. Then
Disney.
Mine are
right?
all.
And
Mine,
otherwise,
that's how
like,
I- that's
mine
how
are
I
all
rank.
Disney. Yes. Okay,
Wolverine
great.
is number
Okay,
one if I'm throwing like the X-Men.
Well,
into it.
why don't we do a separate episode of X-Men?
There you go.
Because
works.
Or all
X-Men.
superheroes, if you wanted.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay,
You know.
but so for today, Arcade Rules. We're counting MCU as Disney Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige MC Universe.
Yes.
Now we'll
It's
go
the
to
KCU. The
we'll
Kevin
go to
Center.
Greg in Texas, who has a X-Men character for his list, but also I have a follow-up question in terms of character longevity, how much that weighs into your rankings.
You know, for
But
somebody who doesn't know a lot about comics, you
He
certainly are
does.
very specific today.
Yes.
For being a jock, very specific.
well, let's go to Greg
Very
in Texas.
specific. Hey, Greg, what's going on? Thanks for calling today. What do you got for us? We're talking MCU characters.
Hey, Bley. Hey, guys. I was going to say Aunt May, but then I realized I was thinking about Marissa Tomei and Before the Devil Does You Dead. Which is a great role.
Great role. Marissa Tomei,
But
yeah, Aunt May, she's great as Aunt May.
What I'm going to say is I'm going to go with Magneto because I think he's just a complicated antagonist. And he's almost human because his motivations always blur between like hero and villain, like all of us.
That's right. And you know what? And dude, by the way, I love Fassbender as Magneto.
Yes.
We talk, Greg, we talk a lot about in this program clips that we watch over and over. And when he is talking to Kevin Bacon, Sebastian Shaw,
That's the best
and he
scene.
goes, and he's getting his revenge basically. And he's like, I do believe in everything you said. He goes, but you killed my mother. And then
And he still
and then-
throws the
and-
quarter or
puts a
dollar
quarter
through his
dude.
skull.
Great. I mean, damn. But I agree with you. And Greg, I think you bring up an excellent point, which is, I think a great character is well-rounded and has a great backstory. And Magneto's backstory, being in a concentration camp, I mean, absolutely heartbreaking, but a stellar backstory because, like you're saying, you realize why he's doing the things he's doing. It's motivation. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, he
agrees with every point.
Greg's speech is set.
Spot on. I will say,
I love Magneto. He's fantastic.
Magneto, so according to our rules,
Yes.
would not qualify for this conversation.
Correct.
Right.
Because he has yet to make his debut.
That's right.
It seems like Ian, I know you haven't seen trailers much,
Yes.
but it's no secret that Ian McKellen's Magneto is going to be making an appearance in Doomsday.
Cool. That's great.
Light spoiler there.
Great.
So he will be making
That's cool.
his appearance in the MCU, but he hasn't yet.
That's great.
Otherwise, I would have ranked him as my number one
He's great. Yeah.
just Marvel character.
Agreed.
you know.
And when we do our X-Men episode,
Yeah.
that'll be a great, because again, a complicated backstory and there's no greater villain than one you have sympathy for.
Yeah.
Truly like,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh man, like, okay, I get it, dude. And again, we've talked about before Magneto and Professor X being such a great duel complementing each other, much like, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
like such a great great point counterpoint there. So yeah, great point, man. Okay, so today though we're talking MCU, Disney, Kevin Feige,
Yep.
and Gruss. What's your second question?
So my second question was the longevity consideration, because I had 2 honorable mentions because they only make one appearance.
Oh,
I thought about this as well.
That's interesting. Okay.
And so my 2 honorable mentions were Killmonger, who I thought Michael B. Jordan did an amazing job.
My number 4.
He's great.
And then
awesome.
I liked Kraven. I hated the movie, but I love the guy hating poachers.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, there's so much potential for this character to go after Spider-Man.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to happen. By all accounts, that character is dead. The Sinister Six is dead.
Right.
All that stuff. But I loved Aaron Taylor Johnson's depiction, and I thought there was so much potential once you got rid of Russian Russell Crowe for that character that I loved. I saw the potential that I was like, I have to have this as an honorable mention, even though it's only one movie. I think the future impact of Kraven could have been great.
I hear you.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Here we go.
I think that I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. And by the way, in Tenet, dude, he's barely in Tenet, but he's some of my favorite lines, when he's talking about when the John David Washington says he's about to go outside and you just hear him scream, cowboy shit, from the back. It's great. But I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think his acting is fantastic. I didn't like that Kraven movie. Again, we don't need to. Kraven's a bad guy. And yeah, sure,
he's a good guy.
He's not. He's a bad guy. and he's insane. And I don't need to feel sympathy for Kraven. I don't need to feel like he
goes after poachers.
I mean, I get it. I think Rhino was really interesting in the Kraven movie, where this guy had taken something that if he doesn't keep injecting himself with something, he just turns into Rhino, which I thought was cool.
I just like the intensity that Kraven and Killmonger had. I thought is a different element to the Marvel universe than a lot of the superheroes and the other bad guys.
Yeah, no, agreed.
And so I really like those guys. But my number 3 was Black Panther.
It's great. I mean, and R.I.P. Chadwick. And that's an example of, I didn't read a lot of Black Panther, but I think that the way that he's portrayed on screen was so cool, to show Wakanda, and that world was great. We love world building here, and his suit looks badass, and just when he's chasing Bucky, and his fighting is great. I loved, he's great. What a great character.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see one of your favorite TV shows industry. Now that character, that actor is going to be the new
David
Black
Johnson.
Panther.
David Johnson. Yeah, who's played Gus in Industry and is great, man. He was also in The Long Walk.
Yep.
I'm excited. I think that's a great choice.
Yeah. So my number 3, Black Panther.
Great.
My number 3 is actually one of our callers, I think, has one of our, my number 3.
Okay, great.
It looks like it might be Ethan in Wisconsin.
All right.
So maybe let's hear what Ethan has to say.
All right. Hey, Ethan, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hello, Aaron the Legend.
The Legend? I'm not the legend. You're the legend, Ethan. I love Wisconsin, my friend. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I'm from Michigan, and I hope the weather isn't too insane for you today.
Oh, it's terrible. I've actually met you in Wisconsin.
Oh, you did?
9 years ago.
No way, dude.
You had a show, Conan and Friends, years ago.
Whoa. Well, it's great to talk to you again, dude. I love it. Thanks for calling in, man. And you know what? I can't wait till we meet again. Can't wait till we meet the third time to high five. So we're talking MCU characters.
I'll be at your window tomorrow.
Well, okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right. Just make sure to take your night vision goggles off so I can recognize you. That's fantastic. So who do you got for us today? Who's your favorite MCU character?
All right. So, I called in, and the lady's like, what's your favorite character? I'm like, Spider-Man. And then I'm like, shit, it's actually Deadpool.
Oh. Wow, he called an audible. For me, my number 3 was Spider-Man. So, Ethan, I need you to defend Spider-Man here for me.
Well, why Deadpool? Why Deadpool? And by the way, let me ask you, did you like him before the movie, before Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, yes, 100%. All the comics, everything just like that.
Yeah.
I think Ryan definitely, he brought that energy of the celebrity jokes, the wit, and everything like that. It's very different from, every other superhero. When you have something so different and a big vast of things, it's going to stand out. And that's why it's the best for me.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because, kind of like Lobo in the DC universe, Deadpool, he breaks the fourth wall a lot. And it's almost like he's almost like an anti superhero just because he's kind of commenting, the writers used him, or Rob Liefeld created him, right? And used him as a way to kind of satirize, superheroes in comic books. So Ryan Reynolds, what a magic trick to be able to still have a great a couple superhero movies, while still keeping that breaking the fourth wall and skewering superheroes idea. I mean, I agree with you, man. It was really, he had to walk a really fine line to bring Deadpool to screen, and I think he nailed it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I put him on par with Conan too. And the videos they've done together too. They're the same. It's the same humor of just absurdity and what is he going to say next?
I agree, and I just love, one of my favorite jokes in the Deadpool movies is with Cable, and they're in the back of that truck, and Cable shoots at him, and Ryan and Deadpool is doing like the sword thing to block the bullets, but then you see the side shot, and he's just blocking none of them and just getting shot like 50 times.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I like that they can't die.
Yes,
but
yes, that's good. And also the baby hands and baby feet and stuff. All that stuff is so great. Well, Ethan, thanks for calling, man. And I look forward to our third meeting, my friend.
So Ethan had originally
said
my number 3. Said Spider-Man.
No, why? Now, it's interesting. Why number 3?
Well, when you hear my top 2...
Oh, okay. All right.
You
Wow.
You understand. I struggled. You could swap any of my 3.
Yes.
And I would have been just fine.
Yes.
But yeah, Spider-Man, maybe part of it is recency bias and not even just brand new day.
He is great.
Yes. By the way, I'd love to see the on-screen collaboration of Deadpool and Spider-Man, because it happened in the comics recently.
That would be really fun.
That would be amazing. Spider-Man's just great, man. He's, like you said earlier, he's kind of weirdly like the, I don't know if compass would be the right word, but
like the hub.
The hub, exactly.
Yeah.
The hub to get to all these other avenues through the MCU, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, and one thing I think I love about Spider-Man is, talking about Magneto, such a great backstory. Spider-Man has such a clear motivation and a clear story of like being a teenager and having to deal with this crazy secret and these crazy powers, but also having to deal with being a teenager and all that other stuff. And that really, I was too old for Harry Potter, but Spider-Man was kind of my Harry Potter, because I was like, oh man, like I was reading it and Gruss is dying. I love it. Oh,
You're too old for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But what I'm saying is like, but how kids saw themselves in Harry Potter. Yeah. Kids saw themselves in Harry Potter. I saw myself in Spider-Man, and Gruss is dying laughing.
2 absolutely realistic depictions of childhood that you should be emulating.
I was forced to. My bedroom was under the stairs. But yeah. But I think that, and that's the cool, one of the cool things about Spider-Man. Also, man, I love Toby. I love Andrew Garfield.
Also, technically a part of the MCU.
Yes, that's right. But man, Tom Holland is great. And he nails it. He does a lot of his own stunts, which is dope. But he just has that like innocence.
Well, he's such a tragic character, especially this version. All the things he's been through.
Gwen Stacy. All this stuff. Not even in the comics, but also on screen. Yeah, that getting snapped. And,
for him to still maintain, some of that innocence, if you will, or optimism, or whatever word you want to throw on it. I think I can relate to.
Totally.
So
totally. Yeah. And if you had to boil down, one scene or one moment that I think of why I love Spider-Man, it would be the moment where in Civil War, right after Spider-Man's introduced, he goes to try to stop Bucky and Falcon, and Spider-Man is very powerful.
Yeah.
He's one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. Like, he's basically indestructible. He's super strong
and smart,
and really smart.
Yeah.
And so when Bucky throws a punch with his metal arm, that's super powerful, and Spider-Man just catches it like it's nothing. He goes, "Oh my God, you have a metal arm!" Like, doesn't even care that Bucky is like trying to demolish him.
It was Deadpool-esque.
It was very Deadpool-esque.
Yes.
But I just like that wonder and innocence in the middle of a fight. He's like, I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but people don't usually talk this much.
Exactly.
Much like Deadpool, the motor mouth.
That's right.
So yeah, Spider-Man is great, and Tom Holland, I think, just absolutely nails it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great.
That's my number 3.
My number 3, in similar to Spider-Man, Punisher. I think Man, I love John Bernthal, and I think the translation from Punisher in the comics to the screen is a straight line, A to B. I mean, you just see him as Punisher. You believe that he's Punisher. He's a badass. He's tortured. He's a haunted guy, which is Punisher. He's this guy who, basically the opposite of Batman. His family gets killed by the mob, and then he's like, all right, I'm just going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not use a gun. I'm going to use every gun.
Yeah. And so you hated Kraven for indiscriminately killing, but somehow Punisher gets away with it.
I love Kraven for indiscriminately killing, and he didn't do that in the movie, and that's my problem. He wasn't Punisher enough. That's my point. So, and also just on a personal note, Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon in the comics did my favorite run of Punisher. And where he's a guy who is very self-aware that he has kind of lost it, and he's just killed way more people than he would ever need to. But he just loves to kill, or not love to kill, but he's addicted to this life of punishing. And there's a couple things. The reason why I love Punisher is in my head. Oh man, this is super cringy. I shouldn't say this. I really shouldn't say it. But there's a couple things that Punisher says in the comics that I say to myself sometimes.
Oh, no.
There's a point where
maybe you shouldn't say this.
No, please.
There's
continue.
a point where he is being chased by this guy, the Russian, who's this kind of indestructible guy who's portrayed in the Thomas Jane version of Punisher. But he can't kill this guy, and they're like on this building, and the Punisher's like climbing up, and he goes, maybe somebody's left a minigun up here, and which is so dumb, but like I think about it when I'm just like hopeless
and climbing.
And just like so for instance, like we did this Tom Brady Clueless Gamer when it was a very high stress thing for me, and Conan was flying in to do it, and we were having like half the Patriots show up to do this gamer, and a guy from the Falcons and Aaron Andrews from ESPN is showing up, and we rented out this ballroom. It's a very, very intense thing, and it's just like, yeah, man, maybe somebody's left a minigun up here. Maybe it's like we gotta push through. We just gotta push through, even if we think we're gonna lose. And then on that same note, there's another comic, man. Why the fuck am I telling you guys this?
Welcome to Blaze Arcade.
The last one.
Where he gets the last welcome to the last Blaze Arcade, where he gets all shot up and he just needs to make it back to his apartment. And I do this a lot when I'm very stressed out and I have a lot to do. And he goes, he's like, let's just get out of the car. How hard can that be? And then he's just like, okay, I just got to walk 4 steps to my thing. How hard can that be? And he makes it back to his apartment and he lives. But I think about that too. When I'm stressed out, I just think about the absolute next thing I have to do.
I did hear you muttering that when you were walking out of the studio.
Because I had to deal with you.
Yes.
Just deal with Bruce.
Let's go to, on that
note. I'm opening myself up to you guys. Come on.
Let's go to Brandon in
Jesus
Houston.
Christ.
He's got a couple characters.
Why do I say things? Hey, Brandon, what's up? I'm sorry for opening my heart, Brandon, but the Punisher is near and dear to my heart.
Oh, you're all good, man. You're good. You're good.
See, Brandon's cool. You're cool, Brandon. What do you got for us today? We're talking best MCU characters. Now, your MCU character doesn't need to have affected your life and live in your heart like the Punisher does for me. But what do you got for us today?
Surprise, Brandon's a therapist.
It's an intervention.
For me, it's a coin toss between Rocket Raccoon and the Punisher.
Yes, dude. Yes. Now, Rocket.
They both have, they both have really in-depth characters with the turmoil background.
Yes.
And the best way they know how to deal with it is just, you get in front of me, I guess I have to kick your ass. That's kind of really
choose a bigger gun.
It boils down between them.
I love it. And Rocket Raccoon, I think, is I didn't really understand him in the comics, and I thought he was annoying, but man, he's great in the movies. Great.
Absolutely. And as a kind of a favorite for the comic relief is Lewis.
Lewis?
From the Ant-Man. He's played by Michael Pena.
Oh
yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Great,
hell yeah,
great
dude.
character.
He's a favorite. Every time he's on the screen, I'm like, what you going to say? What you gonna say?
Yeah.
I love Michael Pena. He's just great as an actor too. He's
T.I.
awesome.
also is great in
that
ensemble.
Dude, I love that, man. Rocket Raccoon, I think he won my heart when he goes, "How much for the arm?" And he goes, "It's not for sale." He goes, "Oh, I'm going to get that arm." You know, it's like
And shout out to Bradley Cooper, because I never think twice about the fact that Bradley Cooper's voicing Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, exactly. And shout out to your boy Vin Diesel, who's Groot.
Great.
It was great. Great Groot.
Yeah.
Great Groot Gruss. Brandon, I absolutely love those two characters. And again, like I think that Rocket is amazing, Punisher's amazing, and they're better for it because they're tragic backstories. 100%.
Absolutely. One more thing before you guys let me go. I was just catching up on the this or that.
Oh,
boy. I was recovering from brain surgery when that episode aired.
Whoa! I hope everything's okay, Brandon.
Caused by the
yeah,
episode.
no, it's yeah, it's good. Had a little pituitary tumor removed.
Oh man,
I say little. It was actually about the size of a thumb.
Whoa.
But
glad to hear you're doing well.
Yeah, glad you're doing okay.
Thank you.
That's great.
But just for the Star Wars, Star Trek, keep in mind all the technology we have today with touching screens, computers in our pockets, communicators without wires. That was all Star Trek-based technology.
Thank you, Brandon. Exactly.
So I think he's making the case that that's what's wrong with society today, and so we should be hating Star Trek.
Oh, I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so. Excellent point, Brandon. As if I couldn't love you more, my man. Thank you very much for that backup. And dude, I'm glad you got surgery. We all wish you a speedy recovery.
Yeah, speedy recovery.
Nice.
Speedy recovery. I love it. Wow. That's a great point. Oh, man, I wish I'd come up with that point. But I'm glad Brandon hammered it home for me. Number 2, Gruss, who you got?
Probably out of left field. I doubt you guys would have thought this would have been my favorite or second favorite character, but I have Drax.
Oh, Drax is great.
Kind of Drax.
Not really knowing too much of his backstory, but just how Batista plays him in the movies.
Great.
I think it's hilarious. The action's great. And so much in the same way of like a comic relief to the movie that Brandon just mentioned. I think Drax does that unbelievably well. So I'm a big fan and like always light up whenever I see Batista on screen. So I have Drax as my second favorite.
And I think Drax is a big reason why Guardians of the Galaxy took off.
Yeah.
I mean, like that, he's so insane and silly.
Yeah.
And man, Batista plays him so straight. He never winks to the audience. He's like, oh my God. Yeah. Great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick.
So
wow,
Drax is my number 2.
Love that. All right. Who you got?
Number two, I went villain.
My man.
And you talked earlier about Magneto.
Yes.
About, redemption.
Yes.
And, arc. What motivates this person to become a villain, maybe eventually become, I think our caller mentioned, sometimes Magneto is not the villain.
That's right.
This villain, they've given this storyline to, and it's Loki.
Great. Awesome.
Loki's probably, again, you could have interchanged any one of my 1 through 3 on any given day. He would have been number 1 or number 3, but Loki is, especially after the TV series.
That TV series, and shout out to my friend Tom Kaufman who wrote on that TV series.
That's awesome.
And brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, top to bottom, brilliant.
I really implore anybody who's an MCU fan. I know these TV series, they've been hit or miss.
You can skip most of them.
Go watch Loki.
It's so good.
It's incredible. Because I as a cheat, I added a parentheses. I put Sylvie, the character, who's technically also Loki.
Same person, kind of
a variant, if you will. But Loki was my number 2. Just
great,
so well done.
And it's like I do have kind of a blind spot with the Thor universe and Asgard and stuff in terms of the comics. So I don't really know Loki, how he is in the comics, but man, Hiddleston brings him to life, makes him lovable. But also you hate him, but man, he's so fun. Such a fun character, I love when he's tied up in the Ragnarok. He's like, hello, Bruce. Because in the first, where he just absolutely gets the Hulk to be the enemy of, he's said so great.
It's another tragic character. Maybe there's something about these characters that are the most tragic that I feel
also the
most
fact
compelled by.
The fact that he's his half brother, right? Because it's Odin as his father, but then his mother was like a frost giant, right? So, and that's part of it too, is I think, he acts out because petulantly he doesn't feel like he belongs.
He has a sense of belonging.
Yeah, and he's angry at his dad.
Yeah.
So he's angry at Thor because of his dad.
Brother. And yeah, exactly.
Which is like, man, yeah, so great.
The state of Loki is he is holding all the timelines right now?
Yeah.
Is that where we're at with him?
I think so.
He's the god of stories.
The god of stories.
Technically where they last left him.
Yes, after the He Who Remains.
Some of that is Kang and
it's Kang Fallout.
Whatever the guy's
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, whatever his deal
who is great,
amazing in that show.
Wow, what a bummer that all that stuff went down. Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah.
So is Loki potentially there in the future?
It's going to be interesting to see how Loki figures into Doomsday because he will.
Well, he's been in the trailer.
Okay, well, there you go.
So,
so I didn't know.
With the TVA.
There you go.
There's a little card that he shows of the TVA.
Nice.
Nice.
Which is the organization that he kind of ends up having to work for in the show.
I just didn't think, when they first initially introduced Loki to us through Thor as a pure villain. I mean, complex a little bit, but then
we get
pretty
2D.
We get to the first Avengers, and he's just full on villain, right?
Yes.
I just didn't think there was more of an arc for him.
Me neither.
I didn't think he could be redeemed.
Me neither.
And they did that.
Yeah.
And now he's like my top 3
dude.
MCU character.
Also, coolest helmet in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, those horns, like, oh, great.
I guess his sister, Hela, I would argue, has the coolest. She was an honorable mention for me.
Oh, Kate Blanchett, like, and with the knives, like, and just like when she does she kind of like goes to slick her hair back, and then her big, giant
antlers or whatever
come out. Yeah, that's badass. Wow, great pick.
Thanks.
Great pick. I kind of went the opposite of you. My number 2 is Captain America. And Captain America, again, tragic backstory, right? You have this guy who gets frozen. He gets defrosted. He's a man out of time. All of his friends are dead. The love of his life is old and dying or dead. And, this guy, very much like Spider-Man, kind of a goody two-shoes. And you see him, the arc of his character is fun because you see him kind of as this like straight-laced 1950s, whatever. And then he kind of becomes a little more multidimensional, funny, all this other stuff. One of my favorite examples of that is when he has to fight himself.
Oh, yeah.
In Endgame, he has to fight the earlier version of himself.
I could do this all day.
He goes, I know. And also just for the moment in Endgame where he's like Avengers Assemble.
He has some of the coolest scenes
lines
in the MCU. I mean, him wielding...
Mjolnir or whatever.
Mjolnir
the hammer. Incredible.
It's such an epic.
And Chris Evans is just a fantastic actor. I love him. And also, it's funny, in the comics, he also has some fun lines. One of my favorites is he's getting beat up by like these aliens. And then they're like, why don't you give up? And then he beats up the alien. He goes, do you think this A on my head stands for France? Because he came from World War II. He's like, I'm not going to surrender. Reference. No shade on France. France, great country. But that did make me laugh because that is something that a guy from like the World War II would say, So yeah, really fun. So yeah, and Chris Evans. Also, shout out to Chris Evans, who plays a villain in Knives Out, plays a villain in the other Russo brothers movie with Ryan Gosling. He's such a good smarmy villain too. The Gray Man, yeah, great villain.
I assumed going into this that Captain America was going to be Gruss's number 1.
Me too.
No, it's not.
It's Craven again.
Craven
all the
top
way back
2.
To
Craven.
Craven top 2.
I debated putting Venom at number 1. I really do.
Technically not an MCU.
That's true. Technically not.
So I don't. But I went with your number 3. I do have Spider-Man as number 1. And the only thing I would add to the discussion that you guys had earlier about it was it feels like Tom has an awesome time filming this movie.
Right.
And whether that's because he's with his fiance or wife or what, it's just like the charisma that I get off screen, like coming off the screen, makes me enjoy it because it seems like it was an enjoyable experience for all the characters on the film. And it lights up in a way that I don't think a lot of movies do. So it is always enjoyable. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this new Spider-Man.
Yeah. And again, he's not on my list, although it was an honorable mention, but Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, same thing. You're just like, he's having a blast.
Yes.
And it makes me have a blast.
Well, like, I mean, the more like it feels like Thor has a blast. Hemsworth is having
feels
a
like
good
they all
time.
have a blast,
right?
Maybe because they're all making like gajillions
So much money.
of dollars a picture. I would also have a blast. But yeah, and I think one of the things that was so smart and that Kevin Feige unlocked was the humor in these superheroes and kind of the self-awareness. I think Venom has a lot of that, which is he's got this weird symbiote. It's this fun kind of odd couple dynamic with himself almost. That's really, kind of fun.
And Tom Hardy just like leans into it.
He does. He really does. Yeah.
But I had Spider-Man as my number one.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
Pick.
That's great pick, man. Great pick. All right. Number one, dude.
Number one for me was your number three. It
what?
was Black Panther.
Okay. Now, why?
I mean, whatever version, Prince T'Challa, King T'Challa, just the struggle to become who he ultimately was born to become.
The weight of that.
Yeah. It's like a mature version of The Lion King, I guess, if you will.
I wouldn't know. Haven't seen it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, man. Bruce, so it's a mature version of The Lion King. Am I right?
Yep.
When I see The Lion King, am I going to be like, this is just like Black Panther?
Exactly.
Why do they rip off Black Panther?
Exactly. To your point earlier, as we mentioned, Killmonger is one of my favorite MCU characters. Didn't add him because of longevity.
Right.
But the reason why he made it so high up the list and is probably for the same reason why I have Black Panther as number one. They complement each other so well. Killmonger made me love Black Panther even more, the same way the Joker makes me love the Batman, or the Batman makes me love the Joker. So that's why I kind of ranked Black Panther as the number one. But all the action sequences that you spoke to earlier, the way they show his character just going faster than everyone else, the suits, the tech, Shuri, the cast, the supporting cast around him, I think also the fact that it took place in Oakland, origin roots, all of that just really hits home for me in a way that I'm like, oh, this is the most grounded, badass character in the MCU. Give me the Black Panther.
100%. And also, and you mentioned the tech, that was one thing that I really responded to when I saw the first Black Panther. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like that car chase.
Yeah.
Awesome. And because it felt new and it felt kind of fresh. I was like, I love when in anything, any movie, any book, any game shows me something new and that I hadn't thought of before. And that was such a cool idea. That wasn't even the centerpiece of anything. There was just like, here's just something awesome. Like, of course, Wakanda has all this insane souped up tech and things that I wouldn't have even thought of, which is, really cool. Yeah, Black Panther is great. My number one is tragic backstory. Is someone who improved vastly upon from the comics, and someone who I think every time they're on the screen, you cannot look away, and that is Thanos.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
He is, so in the comic books.
Interesting.
What an improvement. I don't know who wrote who wrote Civil War or Infinity War and Endgame, but what an improvement. So Thanos, his motivation for wanting the Infinity Gauntlet, I think it was Jim Starlin in the comics who wrote this.
The movies. Are you talking about the comic books?
I was talking about the movie. Who wrote the movie?
Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely.
Yeah, so they did a fantastic job with taking the idea of Thanos and making it better for the movies. Because in the comics, the reason why he wants the Infinity Gauntlet, the reason why he wants to kill half of humanity is to impress Lady Death. He's just in love with Lady Death. And I was like, all right, that's pretty weak motivation. In the movies, Thanos, this idea of balance, this idea of when he was a kid and how he saw the population around him being starving and all that, and his twisted idea of, I'm going to help, I'm going to solve this problem by doing something absolutely atrocious. So cool. And he's got some of the coldest lines, man. You cannot live with your failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. Dude, so great. And Josh Brolin did such a great job. I was afraid of Thanos. He's scary, dude. Yeah. He is a scary dude in the movies. When he beats up the Hulk immediately, I was like, whoa. Yeah. And without even breaking a sweat, dude, I was like, holy crap. Like, he's so well done.
Great villain.
You know, like, all that for a drop of blood. You're like, oh my God, these guys are trying their best to beat him, and he doesn't even break
He should have gone for the head.
He should have gone for the head,
Yeah.
dude. Amazing. Amazing. And you're just, oh my God. I mean, truly, like, you know, Darth Vader is one of the greatest villains of all time, and it's because he's just monstrous and inscrutable, and that's Thanos, man. You know, and so yeah, the Mad Titan, and really, really cool. So and I think every time he's on screen, he is the star of those movies. And like we always say, heroes are defined by their villains. And because Thanos is so great and so scary and so big and so powerful, it makes that whole arc, they earn it when they win.
It's what makes Doomsday such an uphill battle, because
that is true.
You have to build somebody who's even greater than that, you know, or scarier than that villain.
Oof.
So we'll see. I have faith in the Russo brothers to pull it off.
I do, but it's going to be tough. Really tough, dude. Really tough.
With your guys' comic book knowledge, we've talked about favorite. Is there a least favorite depiction of a character on screen as compared to like what you expected or hoped after being familiar with the comics?
Wanda Maximoff.
Okay, that was quick.
That's a good one. Now, why?
Again, I'm an X-Men guy, so the story I always grew up reading about was her being Magneto's daughter, and that relationship and her powers being addressed as her being a mutant,
right?
And so, unfortunately, because of rights and things and business, they could never give her that proper backstory. I think they've tried to retrofit it now as they've been leading to this.
Yeah.
And I think they will ultimately come around to saying, like, she was a mutant all along. We knew it. But that was always and then the accent at first that she tried to go with, it really took me out. I've come a long way. I do like a lot about her in the MCU now, but just front of mind when you're asking that question, she was one of the ones that was like, I just did not love her depiction from the jump.
I agree. And it's one of those things too, where it's kind of tough because the comics have been going on for so long and there's so many issues, just the volume of characters rise and fall and this and that. But man, she is like one of the most powerful characters in all of comics. I mean, she, in the House of M storyline, she creates an entire new reality that everyone else is in. And
like, she's a badass.
She is
super powerful.
Badass. So like when you see like Civil War, when she's, you know, fighting Iron Man, and she's like pulling cars out of a parking garage to hit Iron Man with, she could just snap her fingers and erase Iron Man. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's okay.
And they showed a little bit of it because she really, talk about Thanos, she really in Endgame, I guess, was showing like, oh, she's about to destroy this dude. Like, she doesn't need any help.
That's right.
And I loved that. That's what I'm saying. They've come a lot. Like, her character's come a long way, and they're getting closer to the version that I want to see. Although Multiverse of Madness,
I know.
Like 2 steps back.
I know. I know.
You know,
It's tough.
We'll see.
It's tough. I mean, WandaVision was really cool.
Yes.
And that was a cool, you know, kind of, you know, using her in that way was neat. But yeah, I agree. Mine would be, I mean, look, there's many of them. You know, you look at the first time they tried to do Deadpool where he didn't have a mouth. That was terrible.
That wasn't MCU technically.
Oh, okay.
So that was Fox.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. The worst depiction
just like Iron
is
Fist.
Tough. Well, Iron Fist is, I mean, he's cool. I mean, I guess I didn't really care about Iron Fist as much. I honestly like Luke Cage way more. I don't know. It's hard because in many times I think when somebody is depicted not great on screen, look, the jump is tough, right, from page to screen. But when somebody is depicted poorly, I think it's less that they're being depicted poorly and more a poor choice of the story being told.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, you know, like the Kang, you know, him in the Ant-Man Quantiverse thing, like, you know, why would he get out there and mix it up by shooting rays out of his hands? You know, he's just so much smarter. He has killed Ant-Man hundreds of thousands of times. He wouldn't just go out and be like, bing, 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 you know? So it's like, is that a bad depiction or is it just a bad story being written? So it's really hard to. I will say one thing that I really love is they've really cracked the look of characters.
Yes.
I mean, they've done a good job with making characters, like updating their look to be more realistic, or because there's some goofy costumes, man. Iron Fist made me think of that. Like there's some goofy costumes in the comics. And when I saw the very first X-Men movie, with James Marsden and stuff, and they were like, "Whoa, Cyclops looks cool!"
Yeah.
Like I was like, "All right, this is kind of cool." Like, and so I think they to put a positive spin on it, they do a really good job visually in these movies.
And remind me again, you have not seen a single trailer for Doomsday?
No.
Oh, because I just thought of Cyclops, and they're bringing the yellow and blue spandex.
Cool. Well, now it's cool. Now they can do it, because now it's like
they can pull it off.
They can pull it off. Yeah.
But are you concerned then, as we like hurtle towards Doomsday and I guess Secret Wars, that we're not going to get a lot of backstory? We're just going to get a ton of characters that you're like, oh, this guy was so cool in the comics.
Yeah.
Or, oh, this woman was just an incredible like origin for her. And then we just get them battling on some planet for 5 minutes.
My big concern with Doomsday is Doom is an amazing character, but he's really a foe of the Fantastic Four, and he's really a foe of Reed Richards. And so because we haven't really established, they haven't been able to crack a good Fantastic Four movie.
You didn't like the last one.
I thought it was okay, but they just really haven't, it hasn't taken off, I guess. And so I'm kind of like, well, what are we doing? I mean, you have this character, and he's the main antagonist of somebody who we haven't really established as, I mean, Miles Teller, okay, but like, he's not a guy you think of as like, oh, Mr. Fantastic. Like, so yeah, I don't know. That's my main concern is it just feels like they're just going to do, and again, I haven't seen the trailer, but maybe they're going to make him like an evil Tony Stark, or
clearly
something.
By casting Robert Downey Jr., they're going the route of
they're going the multiverse way. Exactly. And I'm kind of like, well, but he's not Tony Stark. He's this completely different character who hates Reed Richards and is jealous of Reed Richards. And and a guy who is is an absolute genius, yet would rather continue to be scarred and wear a suit of armor than fix his face. And that tells you everything you need to know about Dr. Doom. So, in that way, I don't know. That's my main concern is it just feels like, why Dr. Doom?
Right.
Is it just because you lost Kang and you're just rewriting those stories, which is kind of sounds like it is?
Yeah.
In which case, dude, Dr. Doom deserves his flowers. He stole the Beyonder's power. I mean, like, this guy is he's a human being who is just so smart that he can beat Kang and face off against these Thanos and these insane characters. Why are you just making him, like, you're just rotating him in? If you could replace him with any other big bad, what are you doing? Like, it just seems stupid. So, the counterpoint I would give would be Ultron, right? Ultron is the reason why he came into being was because in the movies, because he was a failed project of Tony Stark's. That's cool motivation. You couldn't just rotate in another character for Ultron in those movies. And that's one of the reasons why I think it works so well, because he had a personal vendetta, right? Against his dad, basically. But so Dr. Doom, it just feels like, oh man, are we just burning this awesome villain just because the Kang thing didn't work out?
So then in 4 months for Doomsday, are you Doom 3 or Avengers Doomsday? Which one are you seeing first?
Both. Oh, by the way, I bought my tickets for Doomsday already.
The better question is, how are the three of us going to do combined cosplay with Dune and
what?
Doom?
I'm surprised. We should be
We
planning to watch this movie together,
Dude, we
to
should.
be honest.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
I want to see, by the way, if you're doing Doomsday out there, do me a favor and dress up as Dr. Doom, but like as a Freeman. Wouldn't that be awesome? Dr. Doom in Freeman armor would be rad, dude. Thank you all for listening. And you know what, guys? We did a pretty good nerdy job. I'm proud of us. And thank you to our callers. Once again, you can watch this episode on YouTube. Give us a like and a subscribe. And of course, for Eduardo Perez, Andrew Gruss, or is it Gruss? And myself.
And Sarah.
And Sarah, whose last day it is. We'll see y'all next week. Bye!
To say either is crazy.
To say either is crazy.
I'm cool with either.